We're about to see a massive jump in server Paragon levels with the incoming update that's dropping on Monday. It's about time, if you haven't already, begin preparing for this so that you, along with that server Paragon jump, can jump along with it because you're prepared. Now right over here, Meteor Blade put a post out over on the forums focusing on the uncapped experience that you can get from running raid bosses or completing Gauntlet. This is uncapped XP that you see detailed down below, and you can just gain that, and that'll give you a good jump, an initial good jump, if you're able to take down those Helliquary bosses. But if you haven't been preparing all along, predicting that this type of an upgrade would be happening, then there's definitely things that you can do to get that experience quickly. But for now, let me show you a few of the things that I've done that I recommend all of you do when you anticipate an incoming Paragon jump. Guys, let me take a second and tell you about today's sponsor, Good Gamer Group. Now, if you want to make the easiest $5 of your life, no scam, no catch, stick around until the end of this promo. Good Gamer Group, or GGG, is an organization that works with major brands in the gaming, tech, and even the film industries. They run surveys that help companies improve their games and understand what audiences are expecting for their upcoming releases. This is a well-established organization in the United States, already connected by companies like PlayStation, Xbox, Lego, Tencent Games, and many more from a lot of the games that you play, both in gaming and in film. For these surveys, they always need specific groups of people to answer questions. Almost every month, they release surveys to their community to fill out. If someone is selected, it could be you, they can participate inside of a larger focus group that pays some real money. And I know it seems too good to be true, but it's real. It's certified by me. I've participated myself. It's an organization that you can join without paying anything and without sharing any sensitive personal data. You don't need to prove your ID or your home address or anything like that. Right now, they're looking for gamers for an upcoming study. And to do that, they've released a survey that any gamer can fill out. As soon as you complete it, you'll receive $5 in cash. And if you're selected for the focus groups that I mentioned, you'll receive $150. Don't forget, you must be in the United States or Canada to take part. It only takes 5 minutes to complete, but you need to answer seriously, honestly, and carefully. Interested in the survey? Want to learn more about GGG? Just click the link in the description. Thanks again for GGG for sponsoring today's video. As you can see right here, server Paragon is 1,270. On Monday, it should be normally 1,280, but instead it's gonna jump to 1,300. So some players are gonna already be at 1,280. Some players are gonna be lower than 1,280, but still above server Paragon. Some are gonna be below the server Paragon as it is right now. So there's gonna be a good chance for you to get extra experience rewards, because whenever you're below the server Paragon, you get more experience rewards. As you can see right now, me being 7 levels above, I'm only getting 40% of the rewards. Now, I've prepared a few things, and I don't want to take up this entire video talking about how I prepare. I've done that in others, but essentially my mail is all here, all of which are holding experience. So I have at least 40 pieces of mail that I could collect on the upgrade day, and I should be good. Also, my codex, I have been collecting everything, and I haven't claimed anything at all from my battle pass codex. I will have no problem jumping the 20 Paragon levels that I need to jump because I've been preparing. So whenever you know that an event like this is happening, an update that's going to jump the server Paragon beyond the 10 normal jumps, it's a good idea to start saving items like this from your battle pass or from your mail, so that when that update actually happens, you could just click claim on all of that stuff and see massive jumps. I'll actually be doing that with you guys on Monday, so you can see how quickly I jump up in server Paragon just from collecting all of my battle points, and I haven't even capped out yet for this week. I'm almost there, and all of that mail. I'm anticipating that this mail alone, again, let's delete red. We have 44 pieces of mail, all having experience in them. That's even including things like the Winds of Fortune rewards from the past. I anticipate I gain 10 to 15 Paragon levels alone from my mail. Now with the new server Paragon level, you're going to be able to get your gear all upgraded. All of your gear is going to be upgradable, including your green items. I have one Fey instrument that I want to use for an upgrade. It's ready to go, although unfortunately it does not have a blue slot. It has a yellow slot. Either which way, you're going to be able to do your pre-farming now. It's actually pretty easy. When you take a look at the Paragon, I'm farming Inferno 11 right now, so any legendary gear that I get is most likely Inferno 11 level, and I can't equip it just yet. But check this out, 54,200 combat rating. That is extremely easy to do for most players. Keep in mind, just a week ago, this was 56,800 or something like this, and many players were not able to pre-farm it. Blizzard does this so that players don't pre-farm too early. They're basically gating the Paragon level, and then they open up the gates, they drop Paragon levels, and they let players pre-farm for a week or two. Higher level players who are maybe like top tier, really grinding every moment, may be able to even farm Inferno 11 or the next Inferno level before Blizzard drops that cap, and that's just because they have extremely high combat rating. Remember, I save a lot of my legendary chests. These can be used to right away upgrade my gear. I have mystery legendary items, also can upgrade my gear. I have mystery set items, also can upgrade my gear. These are all things that, in my opinion, you should kind of hoard, and it will benefit you when times like this come up. Also, hoarding a lot of these materials are going to help you as well. You can then utilize them and some rhodiola and really craft some gear that you're going to be able to wear throughout the entire Paragon level. It's also not a bad idea to save your items for the Rite of Cleansing as well. I like to save all of these as much as I can because when I get to that new Inferno difficulty, it'll drop me resources to create or to craft green items from the new Inferno difficulty. These flora don't have any levels on them, so if I craft them today, it's going to give me things for Inferno 10. If I craft them after the update and I get my Paragon level to the right spot, then it'll get me the gear that I'm looking for, or I should say, well, it does drop legendary gear as well, but it will also drop for me the pieces that I need right here, the crafting materials, Fabled Wisps for Inferno 11, so I'm already building up an arsenal of materials that I need to create the proper gear. Now, I know people have been farming a lot of the new essences because the new update just brought in new essences. Hopefully you weren't using your mystery legendary items or things like that to try and get those because, again, those pieces of gear are going to be irrelevant in just a few days, although maybe you did get the essence that you really wanted. To each their own, but I like to save them. Now, I've recently shown you the look of the wings that are going on over in China that we're hoping that we could eventually get over here, or at least some people are hoping. Other people think that it looks too much like a gacha mechanic inside of an Asian-style mobile game, which it definitely does have that feel. But this was just dropped over on Reddit, and I figured I'd share it with you guys as well for a little bit of a deeper look into the wings. I personally love cosmetic changes inside of games. I think that it's really good and it's going to be beneficial to the game overall because at the end of the day, it's not going to be something that has anything to do with power. So I guess you guys could let me know, do you like the whole new wing idea? Do you want it to come over here to North America, or do you prefer this just stays over in China and we don't get these kinds of wings? Now, something really cool happened to me just the other day, and it's while I was running Vanguard, one of my new favorite places to farm. I farm it 10 times a week, 5 on Monday, 5 on Thursday. I always get tons of legendary equipment there. I got myself an ancient legendary piece of gear. This is the first time an ancient legendary has ever dropped for me in the game outside of me having to craft it. Unfortunately, it's a chest piece, so I already have a chest piece, the one that I prefer. So I'm really not going to be utilizing this, but I thought it was really cool that it actually did drop inside of the game. I know there's a small chance of this happening. I don't typically have that type of luck with drops, but it happens, so it is possible. Again, it came to me in Vanguard, so maybe that's a spot that you want to make sure you're farming 10 times a week. Well, an additional reason why. And as you can see right here, I actually do have enough materials to craft another helm from Inferno 10. Now keep in mind, we're going to Inferno 11 on Monday, but then if we go to Inferno 11, I'm gonna have to refarm all of these materials. So as Inferno 10, I'm actually thinking about getting another Horde Splitter Spirit. Remember, we're able to wear 2 pieces of ancient legendary gear. I could craft this if I wanted to, I believe, right now. Maybe I'll do that. I think I'm going to, and I'm actually going to go with the Wrath of the Berserker. Has a 20% chance to trigger an explosion. I use Wrath of Berserker in many of my builds, PvP and PvE, so I think it's a smart choice. We're going to craft this, and then we're going to compare and see what we got right here. There we go, another Horde Splitter Spirit. This is the second time I've crafted this helmet. The first time was like in Inferno 9, I believe. Now, let's take a look. We have this helm right here. As you can see, comparing it to the helmet that I'm wearing, which is actually quite a good helmet, We have the skill damage is increased, primary attack, sprint is granting me a little bit of extra, fortitude is pretty high as well. Combat rating was great, but the combat rating is higher, more fortitude, 4 attributes. We're getting that boost to Wrath of the Berserker. Beneficial effect duration. I know it's not a lot of people's favorite, but to me, it's very important having uptime on all of my skills. So I'll always go for beneficial effect duration. Critical hit chance increased. That's the #1 stat you're looking for. And critical hit damage is a decent one, not quite as important as critical hit chance. Let's equip this. We're going to get some decent combat rating jump. Nothing crazy, but we're getting just a better piece of gear. So now we're actually wearing 2 ancestral pieces, or 2 ancient legendary pieces, which is pretty cool. And we're still sitting on this one, so we can salvage this and get the materials needed from that. Now, lastly, I want to say a little bit of a thank you. It's no secret that I actually branched out a little bit on content this week, and I made 2 videos regarding the Epstein files. Completely nothing to do with Diablo Immortal, nothing to do with gaming at all. And I really enjoyed covering this. First of all, I thought it was really fun to dive into something different, not just pinning myself into this Diablo Immortal niche, but trying to branch out a little bit. And of course, they were not as popular of videos as some of my other ones, although some of the other ones, like this giveaway right here, I can't believe more of you haven't entered. Literally giving away 2 tickets to BlizzCon right here, guys. I'm going to be choosing that winner at the beginning of the week, so most likely on Monday or Tuesday. If you want to get in, it's not too late. 2 BlizzCon tickets. But I want to thank you guys for the support on these Epstein file videos. I understand that some of you may not have any interest, but the comments have been extremely positive from so many of you, and I really appreciate you guys. Just honestly, maybe not the topic itself, but I appreciate you guys supporting the channel and supporting me being able to diversify whatever content I make, even if it's not about the reason why you may be subscribed. Keep in mind, I'm not stopping Diablo Immortal. It's my favorite game to play. I play it every single day, and I'll still put out videos almost every day of the week for that game. But I may throw some other additional different things in there as well for fun. It's essentially a move that I'm making as a creator to be a bit more successful and to try and take this channel up to a new level. I hope you guys can understand that and support it wherever you can. Even if you're not interested in those videos, it's actually quite helpful to the video if you just turn it on, mute it, throw a thumbs up on it, and play it in the background until the end. Those types of things are how you can support me as a creator trying to diversify content a little bit. Again, thank you guys. Now, I'm pretty excited for the update. And we also have the video coming out from Blizzard, or the live stream on the 11th, which I will be live streaming myself as well. And then Indez and I are going to get together and we are going to discuss what was said for the future of Diablo. Let me know, are you guys excited for Diablo Immortal coming throughout 2026? I am. I hope that they have some big announcements. Thanks, guys. I appreciate all of you.